Welcome in, my queen. It's time to meet your king. So we're going to do a fun reading today, you versus them, where we pick out a king and a queen together, you and your match. I'm so excited to do this with you. I'm Psychic Mia with SpiritualSociety.com. I'm going to do an intuitive tarot reading today, and we're going to get into some fun, juicy stuff here in just a minute. Take a breath, clear your energy. Let everything settle in. I want you to see which pile you feel the most drawn to. Pile 1, 2, 3, or 4. Take a breath. Choose a pile right now. Queen, meet your king. That sounds ominous. Oh, I love this. Welcome in, card 1. Release, relax. Get rid of any extra energy that you don't need, that you don't want to hold on to. Go ahead and push your energy out and then pull it all back into you. Queen, meet your king. Queen of Pentacles, meet your King of Cups. Oh, I love this. All right. So right away, this is an interesting match. You have things that are maternal in you. You take care of things. You keep things running smoothly. You're autonomous. You're financially stable. You have some real discipline. You're nurturing, caring. You grow things around you, abundant. And your king is stable, steady, emotionally aware, has a deep inner knowledge of themselves, can see what is inside them emotionally, what's rocking inside of their world. They can express themselves, but also can see in you emotions in you that that maybe you're not even picking up on. They have a really intuitive sense of giving you what you need before you even need it. Sitting into that water space, into the fluidity and flow, being able to change and adapt, but strong and with a real presence, a real intense presence. Look at that forward face too, that direct eye line looking straight at us. And I think they really see you. They see you for all you're bringing to the table. They see you for all the glorious things that you possess and that you're capable of. So I'm pulling from a separate deck. So the queens and kings are still in this deck, so we might get some duplicates. We'll sort of see what the cards are telling us. So first of all, I want to go ahead and pull 3 cards for the two of you together. I am feeling those right over here. These are for the two of you together. So we have, oh my, we have some happy ever after. We have some 4 of Wands action going on. This is interesting. We have 6 of Swords going away together, I'm feeling. And we have some Queen of Wands action. How beautiful. I feel like you're going to transform within this relationship. I feel like this Queen of Wands is part of, you coming together, you having this, I'm feeling this very much in wedding vibes, very much in deciding to be together, deciding to create together, deciding to move forward together, celebrating in the relationship, celebrating in this joyful thing that you've found together. And that's transforming you, turning you into, you still have all of your glorious qualities, but you're transforming and picking up new qualities, new passion, new creativity, new drive, new momentum, moving forward in your career in different ways. I feel very much that it lights a fire in you. And with the 6 of Swords, I'm feeling this kind of, you're an island of each other. You're going away together, and it doesn't have to be a physical move. This could be a just really coming into your own little island, your own little world of the two of you, having your own language, knowing how you can talk to each other, knowing the sense of humor of the other person, having the intimate details of one another in a way that nobody else owns or possesses or has, that makes you completely your own together. This intense togetherness. And I'm feeling that in a very good way. Let's go ahead and pull some cards specifically for you, what you need to know about this relationship, how you need to move forward. So I'm pulling 2 cards. I'm pulling the Knight of Cups. How interesting. Yeah, interesting. I'm pulling the Knight of Cups, and I'm pulling the Six of Pentacles. So my Queen of Pentacles, pulling the Six of Pentacles, I think you need to tap into that inner generosity that you have. You are able to build, and I don't even think this is 100% just, we're getting into money and financials and worldly goods and all of that yummy stuff. Also physicality, all kinds of things that you possess. You have this sort of ownership of, and your ability to really build. And I feel like you're tapping into your generous nature that you already possess, really being giving to people around you, giving to those who really need it. And that can be time, and that can be effort and energy and a listening ear and love, kindness. I think is really going to serve you in bringing this about, in making this all come together. The Knight of Cups, I'm seeing as kind of a delivery of getting to our King of Cups. So I feel like there is something that's going to happen. I'm feeling this as an event, something that's going to lead you into the path and move you to your King of Cups. And that doesn't mean that they're not already in your life and you're not already with them, but it's something that's going to deliver you to the stages where you get to this part, that's celebratory and things really come together for you. I'm feeling that there's an event and it's coming up, and there's something that's going to transport you, and I want you to keep your eyes open for it. I want you to keep your vibration open for it. Be open to seeing and being ready to move and get on this horse and go with it, to get on to the path that moves you towards your King of Cups. I'm pulling 2 cards for your King of Cups as well. What we need to know about them. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So I'm feeling like they're a little bit deficient in some of the things that you really knock out of the park. You're really strong in certain aspects. You really have it together. And they don't have those things together. I don't know that this will be the kind of thing that I don't think it will turn you off, and I don't think it'll worry you too much because you're so competent in that way. And I think that's going to be a thing that really attracts them to you as well, that you're balancing each other out. They have a hard time possibly with money. Possibly they have a hard time with the logistics. They get maybe too into their feelings. They have a hard time planning things. And certain things that you thought maybe even that you were really important to you in a partner, you realize are not, because what's really important to you are the things that they're going to bring in with this package of who they are. And those deficiencies, those things that they're not as good at, they're human too. They've got them. You're going to be like, oh yeah, that actually wasn't that important to me. I didn't realize. And the World. I feel like in a lot of ways, this is really just going to weave everything together for you. Your ability to take on the world together, your ability to feel like a power couple, feel like a team, feel like you can have it all. You can have everything. You can have all of your deepest desires, things you didn't even know that you wanted, together. And I feel like this is going to be a cumulative thing. I don't feel like it's going to be something you feel immediately. There's going to be this sort of transporting you on the path to getting here. And I think that you're going to be building into this where things start to really just, the more that you learn about each other, the more that you dive in, the more time you spend together, the more it's going to weave together, and the more you're going to just feel like absolutely you are on top of it. You have it together. So I would like to know, first of all, what we need to look out for. Is there anything we need to look out for? Strength reversed. I think something is coming. I think it's coming in the form of a person. I'm not saying that this is necessarily a person that is in any kind of romantic capacity. It could be, but I do think there's going to be some, I almost feel like it's some kind of like mean girl energy. There's something that's coming that's going to really test your strength, that's really going to make you feel like I just need to let go of everything. I shouldn't want this. I shouldn't be moving on this. It's going to make you feel like you're not your fullest self. And I actually feel like this is going to be happening right around the time when you're walking down the path to lead you here. So I feel like there's something that's going to make you doubt yourself, doubt your abilities, doubt your strength, doubt your capability in your life, what you have all together, all of these things that are absolutely true, you absolutely possess and own, but it's shaking you up, it's taking you off course, it's making you feel like, this is the way I'm viewed. This is something that could be true. But don't let that person derail you, whatever that is. I would really hold on to that tight. So that's something that we should really pay attention to. And one other thing I want you to watch out for as a potential obstacle, the Tower. Gosh, I feel like there's something really big
Group
that's
one,
going to
if you
change
are
in
with
your
me
life.
so far, go ahead and drop a
It's
crown
going to shake
emoji in the
everything
comments
up.
below.
I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it's not going to feel good. That sounds ominous. It's change is hard. It doesn't always feel good. It mostly doesn't feel good, even when it's good change, because it's difficult. It's difficult to let things go. It's difficult to burn things off. It's difficult to move into something new. It's challenging. The absence of what was is hard. There's a huge shakeup. There's a huge change. I think it's really big. It's really powerful. I think in part, it's a lot of things. I feel like in part, it's letting go of someone old. There's some old energy sticking to you that's you're letting go of hard. You have like 4 different things in your life, I feel like, that you are letting go of all at once. And one of them might be an old person, some habits that you're changing. You're doing some real clearing, and it is difficult, and it's not going to feel good, but it's going to lead to the path. It's going to lead to all of the things that bring this together. But this is a real obstacle because it's hard, and parts of it are going to make you want to feel like, no, I can't go forward on this. And no, I can't do this. This is insurmountable. I don't have the strength to do this. So let's know that that's coming. Know that that's, that has potential. That has potential to shake you up and rock you off. Okay, so now I want to find one thing that lets you know that you're on the right path. The Empress. Oh, I love this. And right away, I feel like you need to be embodying all of that divine femininity. What lets you know that you're on the right path, that you're feeling like your fullest feminine self. And I started thinking of, the accoutrements that go with that, the clothing, the feel, the paying attention to maybe some surface level things, making yourself feel beautiful, making yourself feel like you're overflowing with life. The way that the world smells around you. If you've been thinking about getting a new scent, maybe a scented lotion or a scented oil, immediately I started thinking of roses. But if there's something out there that, maybe even gardenia, something out there that I would move on that. Things that make you just feel like your divine essence and make you feel like you're just bringing everything to life around you, and that you're living in the fullest embodiment of your divine feminine and your femininity. That's going to help you know that you're on the right path as you're feeling that every day. And what is one other thing that's going to let you know that you're on the right path, but also help bring them to you faster? The Queen of Cups reversed. Well, how interesting for a King of Cups. The Queen of Cups reversed. That's really interesting. So the Queen of Cups reversed, maybe you're having a hard time seeing your own intuition, seeing and handling your own feelings. And maybe you get into that space where you're having a hard time handling your feelings. You're having a hard time understanding what intuitively is real and what's not real. That feels like it gets into this strength reverse for me, that mean girl energy that's coming up, that's shaking you up, that's making you feel like maybe I don't have it all. Maybe I am not this person. I feel like maybe some of that's pulling at that too, which is interesting. I would say in certain aspects, you're embracing the Empress, but when you're feeling like it's very difficult for you to handle all of this Queen of Cups energy, to handle the knowledge of your inner self, your feelings, your emotions, you know you're on the right path. You know you're working your way in. I also think that there's something to do with water here. And it's interesting because what I immediately got was the sense of rain. I don't know if it would be looking for rain as just a sign to really be on high alert, but I'm seeing that sort of upside down water energy. So that could be a body of water, that could even be swimming, that could be rain, that could be thunderstorms, that could be, I feel like there's something in that. So I want you to be on high alert for that and work your way to follow that path as well. Oh, yes. This is very fun. My Queen of Pentacles. I'm excited for your King of Cups. I'm excited for all of this. I'm sending you energy to embrace your strength, to know what is real and what is not real, and what you are being fed by someone who is handling their own demons. Really has very little to do with you getting into that. All of this good stuff, so much good stuff, leading you into such a good, strong place. Handle this change. This change is going to rock you hard. This is, like I said, I feel like it's like 4 different things in your life that you're really letting go of. 4 things that you're really letting go of. Stand strong in that. Be in that. Hold on to that. Don't give up on that. Sit into it. It's going to lead you into the right space. And sit into your own inner strength. Know that you have it. Know who you are. Know who you are and what you are bringing to the table. And when things feel rocky and out of balance and over emotional, you know you're on the right path. You know you're in the right space. And hold on to that divine feminine energy. Let yourself embrace it. I would do things to support that as much as possible. And I get into scent and some surface level things, makeup and clothes and all of those sorts of things. And when you see maybe some rain, like really be on high alert. Be on high alert. I'm very excited for you. My Queen of Pentacles to the future King of Cups. I am sending you love and I am sending you light. Mwah. Until next time, Mia. My Queen, meet your King. Oh boy, here we go. How we can get you together. Hi, my card too. Welcome in. My Queen, Meet your king. Take a breath. We have the Queen of Cups with the King of Swords. What a good match. Oh my goodness. Yes, I love this. Okay, let's see what we've got. Queen of Cups, King of Swords, right away. I am feeling that, I mean, you were intuitive. You understand your feelings, your emotions. You understand them on a deep inner level. You understand them without having to put words to it. You understand the deepest layers, the deepest parts of the ocean of you. You roll with the waves. You roll with being able to say your truth, being able to own the truth of what you know without it having to be super obvious or having it to have, it doesn't have to have words around it for you to know it and own it as truth. You see the truth around you, and you see and own your feelings and your emotions, and you trust them, and you're grounded in them. And you're bringing a lot of, I feel like you're bringing a lot of light into everything that you're doing. Our King of Swords, who is thought-centric, who's very smart, intelligence as their greatest weapon. This person, I like, look at this face. I'm feeling this kind of stern quality almost. This very, possibly someone who comes across as moody in certain moments, but is very sharp, intelligent, very incisive, good at making decisions, very capable, lots of masculine qualities, lots of being able to hear and see and being open and understanding, but also being able to make really good, strong judgments and decisions. A really stable and wonderful partner for you. And I feel like sometimes the movement and the flow of you and your personality, you feel very comfortable and very safe and secure with someone who's so grounded and steady and so solid and knowing, and that makes you feel really safe and protected and really understood. Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a few cards for the two of you together. So we have the Star reversed, we have the Page of Swords reversed, and we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so right away, I feel like, okay, here are some things. So I'm feeling like right away we have some moments where you aren't feeling your most seen self. And I feel like that is because they are very smart. So they're very smart, and perhaps this intelligence makes them resonate with that same kind of intelligence. And because your intelligence comes into the emotional space and comes into different aspects than their intelligence, you're not feeling seen for your fullest, glorious being, your most glorious, shiny self. That you really shine in certain aspects that they are not picking up on. Perhaps right away, perhaps this comes around together. We'll sort of find out more about this. But but that doesn't mean that you aren't strong, and that isn't something that will come around. I actually really see that as a potential growth down the road, but that's something that's going to have to be overcome. Now, this is interesting for our King of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords reversed, and we have the Page of Swords reversed. So first of all, I feel like there's going to be a part of you that does not believe this person is your person. There's going to be a part of you that is like, oh, like they don't like me. They don't think that I'm wonderful and amazing. They don't, you're gonna have all these feelings at first that it is not the thing, because you are perceiving them in a way that's not quite right. You're not picking up on all the signs, which is interesting because you are so good at picking up on signs and understanding your inner feelings and moving with your intuition. But for some reason with this, you're overlooking it, and perhaps I feel like perhaps this person is really a catch in a lot of ways. Went to a really good school, has a really good job, has, is really using their tools to their best. And because of this sort of this seeming moodiness, maybe this seeming seriousness, you don't get that playful flirtatious feeling off of them, and it makes you think, oh, they're not interested. And that's going to be incorrect. So there's going to be like some little hurdles getting into this. The Ace of Swords reversed, I think, again, that's kind of, you're overlooking the opportunities of, there's something, I feel like there's something new in your life right now. It doesn't mean that you know them or you don't know them. This could be either way. I feel very much this could be somebody you already know, or it could be somebody in your future. It really feels like it could go either way. And I'm feeling like there are things that you're overlooking, those messages you're overlooking, and the opportunities to move on this you're kind of shutting down in certain ways. So there's a real danger here, actually, of being able to get to each other. I feel like it's not going to be so obvious and so easy getting in. How interesting for you to be able to actually come together. So let's see what else we have. I'm going to pull 2 cards for something that you need to know. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I think the Knight of Pentacles is another person. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is another person who's capturing your attention in certain ways and feels like more of a match, has more of that ability to speak your same language of attraction, and so you understand it more, and you're giving them a little more attention perhaps than you really even should, because although they might be a good match, they're not going to be the best match. And we also have the Page of Pentacles. That's interesting. And I feel like this feels like something shiny that's diverting your attention away as well. This feels not like a person, but like an opportunity or a goal that you have, something that's really stealing your focus, and where you're saying like, well, maybe this is a thing, or maybe this, but you're like, I'm just going to focus on this for now. I'm going to focus on this shiny thing instead. And diverting your attention away from where it really should be, because we want to get back to the good gold. We want to get back to the thing that's going to really light your life on fire, and be an incredible partnership. I'm pulling 2 cards for them, for your King of Swords here. Oh, yum. So I immediately feel like they're very generous, and it's something that doesn't come off to you right away. I feel like they're very generous in a financial sense. I feel like they're going to want to, be the one who pays for dinner and the one who gives you things that you need and takes care of things on a small or big scale. I feel like they're going to really want to be in the provider world and feel like they're protecting, providing, and taking care of you. But I also feel like they're very generous to other people in their life as well. Just have some, and I don't know that it's obvious. I feel like it might be a slightly hidden thing that you're gonna get to know as you travel down this road. And we have the 10 of Wands reversed, which is interesting. I feel like there's some frustration going on, and this could be the frustration that comes with not being able to be super clear or understood or picked up what, like that. It's like, I don't really know what else to do, or how to communicate this, or how to not be, seem creepy, or just not being able to completely bring it home. I do think there's something else frustrating in their work life as well. There's something else that's frustrating for them. Maybe it's a work change, a job change, a mix, like a shakeup of things where they're not quite being, like they're not completely, there's something frustrating going on in their life that they feel like they're just not being able to bring it quite home. It's not quite coming together the way that they want it. These will be signs to let you know who this person is if you haven't met them or if you have met them. I'm going to pull a card for what you need to look out for. Obstacles, although we already have some good obstacles, so I don't know if we need a whole bunch more. We have the Fool reversed. Yes, well, I feel like there's going to be a part of you that feels foolish, and I feel like that for them too, that there's a part of them that's so practical and so mind-oriented and so it has to be so practical that it's going to be difficult for you to, like, you're so feelings based, you're so emotion based. It's going to feel like this is, I need to feel a little impulsive, I need to feel a little foolish. And they're going to find that very difficult. So you're going to have to kind of be okay being a little more practical. And they're going to have to kind of be okay being a little more foolish, a little more outside of their scope of what makes them feel comfortable. So you're both going to have to get out of your comfort zones in order for you to start on that path. And getting on that path seems to be the hardest part right now. Right now, that's what I see as the main obstacle. It's just like getting to each other. And we have the Three of Wands, which is interesting. So I'm feeling this. What comes to me is I see you, and I see you in this very feminine, graceful, peaceful way. Looking out, seeing what is going on in your life, taking a breath. I think this gets into meditation. I think this gets into, and I don't even think it has to be like seated meditation. I see it in a kind of outdoors sense. I see you just being able to be with your thoughts. And it feels very peaceful, and it doesn't feel happy, but it feels contemplative, like you have time to really contemplate what's going on, see what's going on. I think you need to take a little break outside of the tumult of life, of the things that are distracting you. Get outside into nature a little bit, take a breath, listen to some classical music, and let yourself breathe in nature. That's what I saw immediately. And I'm seeing that as, I think the busyness and the swirl of life could be a real obstacle. The shiny, the things that are pulling your attention away. I want to pull one more card. I want to pull one more card for I want to pull one more card for what's going to pull you together. How we can get you together. I pulled the Tower. What is going to pull you together? The Tower. I feel like there is a big shakeup coming. There's a lot of change coming, but I am feeling this in a different way. I'm feeling this almost in something going on that's making you feel less grounded, that's making you diverting your attention to something that feels really solid. And I think that will be really uncomfortable. And it feels like it's kind of one thing, one event, one thing that's sort of shaking your world, that makes you want the solidity that they're bringing in. And your waters can really benefit from the solidity of them. That's, I think, going to be part of the major attraction of the two of you. I would actually like to pull one more card for this, about how, like, what are the signs? What do we need to pull you together? So we have the Eight of Pentacles pulling you together. The signs. I feel like there's going to be, you've been working really hard for something. This is so interesting over here. the thing that you've been diverting your attention to, when it kind of feels like it all clicks in, this thing, this work thing, this shiny thing that you've been paying attention to, and then I'm not talking about the person. When that clicks in, that opportunity comes around and you feel the success of that, I think that's a sign. That's a sign that you're gonna have a big change that's not gonna feel great, and you're gonna have things click in, and that is gonna feel great, like success. And those two things are gonna be a real sign for this person, to look to this person. If you are still with me and you're feeling this and you're here with me, I want you to go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's drop a cup and a sword. Drop a cup and a sword below. Let me know that you're here, that you're feeling this, a cup and a sword. Wow, I'm sending you off with so much. You have a lot to overcome. You have a lot to really pay attention to. And you're going to really have to utilize all the tools that you own, which are substantial. You own so many tools. So you have everything it takes to do this. If you want to do a deeper dive, do a deeper read, you can do that. There's a link below. Don't get so caught up in this person and don't overlook this person. Just know that they're there, what to look out for. You know the signs that are coming. You know the things that are coming. I'm sending you off with all the love, with all the light, with all the intelligence, with all of the feelings, with all of the emotions into your world. I can't wait until next time, and I would love to hear from you. Mwah. Mia. Queen, meet your king. Oh. Okay. Let yourself walk off that cliff. Welcoming card 3. Queen, meet your king. Queen of Swords, meet your King of Wands. What a good pairing. Okay, so right away, you're intelligent, you're incisive. Your intelligence is your weapon. It's your groundedness. You also have, I am feeling you have this underlying sense of justice, this underlying sense of morality, this underlying sense of what you want, where you want to go, who you want to be, the life you want to create. You have such a clear depiction, understanding, and I feel like, just like the clouds, it fills up and manifests, and you're able to manifest things in a really strong way because you have such a clear picture and such a clear headspace on where you want to go and how you want to get there. You know what's so fun is how these cards are facing each other. The King of Wands, your king, is passionate, driven, creative, work-related, like just has a very good drive in their sense of purpose in their life. I feel like the vortex for your King of Wands is going to be really strong, and it's going to pull you right in. So I feel like you'll immediately be attracted. I feel like you're immediately going to have a sense of attraction and desire, and they're going to see you. I feel like you're going to see each other very clearly. You're going to have a very clear understanding of who you are, both of you. You're both going to really see the other person and appreciate the other person. I have a real sense that you're both going to feel like you're getting the better end of the deal, that you're both going to feel like, wow, I really lucked out with this person. It's incredible that I was able to land this person, and you're both going to feel that way. You're both going to feel extremely grateful for the things that you build together, and for having each other in your lives. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so I have already shuffled, and we are pulling, I'm going to pull 3 cards for the two of you together, what we need to know. Oh, we have the High Priestess. We have the 3 of Cups reversed, and we have the Fool. Hmm, interesting. Okay, so right away, I think your deep inner knowing. So, so oftentimes, I think you get into a real headspace of facts. You like to know what is real based on what is real. You have a real sense of like this is true, this is not true. This is, you like to have a lot of clarity. But I also think that this relationship is going to require of you a real deep inner knowing of the things that are unsaid, the things that are unspoken, the things that are energetic, the things that are spiritual, the things that are unknowable, that science hasn't caught up with yet, that you can't quantify, that is a feeling based. But also I think you're going to do a lot of deep diving on that. So there's going to be a lot of introspection and studying of your own inner workings and what is pulling at you and what is asking to be seen. So with our Three of Cups reversed, I feel like there's gonna be, I think there might not be a whole lot of play with the two of you. Perhaps you both are very much on your path. And so the common things that you would commonly think of as, oh, this is a great coupledom. This is, look, they're having so much fun over here and having so much fun over there. But what is fun for the two of you isn't necessarily what is fun for everyone else in the world. And this doesn't mean you're not having fun, because you are. There's tons of joy, but it's not going to look the same as everybody else's relationship. And that is okay. That is great. That is what you need. That's what you both want. So you're creating something completely unique and completely your own that just doesn't look like the outsider's view on things. I also think that with the Fool, you're gonna both kind of just dive into this, and it does not feel foolish to me. It doesn't feel like there will be a sense of deep knowing between the two of you, and it might look foolish, and it might feel impulsive, and it might feel like, oh my goodness, they're just jumping off a cliff together. But in so many ways, it's like this deep sense of understanding and knowing, and in you go. There's no reason not to be foolish. I feel like in this instance, it is okay to be completely open, because also you both come from a very strong space of being able to see each other and understand what's going on, and I think that is perfectly legitimate here. The helicopter. So right away, my group 3, go ahead and drop a sword, and let's go ahead and drop some sort of wand below, a sword and a wand. Okay, so now I want to look at what you need to know for you. We have the Knight of Swords. Oh, well, that's interesting, my Queen of Swords. And we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, interesting. You know what I find really interesting right away is you two are very much facing each other. You two very much see each other. It is going to feel like, boom, this is it. I do think there are going to be 2 other people who are very much vying for your affections and attentions who are not the person. And I think one is going to feel like you know them very well, you understand them very well, because they are a Knight of Swords, you're a Queen of Swords, you're very much on the same playing field, and that's going to feel comfortable, it's going to feel good. But they're not your person, and they're going to feel like they want to sweep you away, take you off into this thing. But I think that you're not in too much danger of being swept up in this, except that it feels so familiar. It's going to feel so familiar and so much like home. And the Knight of Cups coming in with the emotion and the feeling, offering up their feelings to you, being extremely expressive. But I don't think they're your person either. You might give them too much attention in the beginning, because this might be right before you meet this person. I think once you meet your King of Wands, there's not going to be any question. So if you're questioning a lot, if you're like, is this the person? Is this the person? They're not the person. All those questions, the questioning, you have a knowing. Sit into your knowing, and you're going to have a real knowing here. I feel like this is just going to feel like, boom, I know. We see, I know, maybe it looks foolish. Off we go, off on this cliff. Let's go ahead and pull 2 cards for our King of Wands. So our first card is the Page of Swords reversed. Interesting. We have all of our sword action. Okay, and then we also have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. So I think that in some ways they are not going to feel, you might have like a thing where, okay, you think with your headspace, you have this intelligence, it's this real, their value system does not sit into the same exact value system as you. And I do think you're gonna have a deep sense of knowing and understanding, and like it's just gonna click, and their vortex is gonna be really strong. You'll be attracted to them. There will also be something about them that will feel unfamiliar, that will feel strange even for a little bit, where it's like, oh, this isn't how I normally communicate. This isn't how my brain works. We're in slightly different places in the way that we work, but we work together. So something to look out for them. Then I also think that their value system doesn't value certain things that the world is valuing as much. And I think that I feel like they're probably going to be really driven, but it's going to be driven outside of finances and money and financial growth. However, I think that's probably still going to come with this package. I think it's just still not going to hit it's not going to hit their highest needs or their highest desires. And so it's not going to feel extremely important to them. And even that intelligence, that other sort of intelligence might be coming off that same way. It doesn't hit them in the same need sort of way. Okay, so I am pulling some things that we need to look out for as obstacles. So this is an obstacle we're taking a look at. So we have the Nine of Cups reversed. And as far as obstacles go, I am feeling, I am immediately feeling like, I don't know why, but I got a feeling of like a carnival, like kind of carousel, cotton candy, kind of just floated up into this energy. And I don't see that as an obstacle per se, but that's what we're pulling. So I'm feeling like there is this, maybe it's this desire to have something playful sometimes. And because you aren't playful in the same way, maybe their intense drive really pulls you in, and you have this intense, like, clear understanding where you want your life to go and what you want to be doing. And maybe it's going to take a little resetting for you of like, oh, look at all these fun things that, like, isn't this what we should be doing? Shouldn't we be in the world this way? Shouldn't we be off having these sorts of experiences that other people value so much, but we're having a different kind of experience of each other in the world? So I think that might be something that might come up as an issue or something that I wouldn't worry about too much, but I would be conscious of that things are just not going to look quite the way they do to the rest of the world. Okay, and so we have the Justice card. I feel like an obstacle is coming in from the past. I feel like it's an old hurt, something that someone's done, maybe them wrong, maybe you. I feel kind of more them. That might be a hurdle because there's that old wound to get over that's going to bring its own issues with it, some baggage coming along with it that you're going to have to grapple with a tiny bit and be patient with and understanding of. I feel like that's more in their energy than it is in your energy, but it could be in both of your energy. And it could be for you. If you feel like very much that hit you when I said that, then it's probably for you. Okay, and then I want to take a look at what you need some signs that you're on the right path, what you need to look out for. It's going to guide you in. The Magician reversed. Ooh. So I feel like you are kind of a magician. Like I immediately, as I turned this over, I felt so much that your manifestation powers are so strong. I feel like there's your ability to think through what you want and just in the clouds and move it along into reality. It just feels very much like that to me. So I feel like there might be some things that feel like you're coming up against some dead ends, things you normally can bring about that are not coming about for you. And I think it's probably going to be maybe like 2 or 3 things that are going to feel very, very frustrating, where you're like, I don't understand why this isn't working. I don't understand why this isn't working. And I don't think it's going to have to do with them. I think it's going to have to do with other things in your life, things that you want to come together, that you want to work for you, that just aren't working. They're coming up against a wall. And as you hit those walls, I wanted to ping you to remind you, now you need to be looking. This is where this person's entering your vortex. This is where this person is. They could already be in your vortex. I do think there's going to be a real sense of knowing though. So I think perhaps they're in the future, unless you've already had that sense of knowing. So we're also going to be on high alert for the King of Pentacles reversed. Oh, interesting. So the King of Pentacles reversed, I feel like this gets into, so the things that aren't manifesting, I think are going to be financially related. I think that this feels like a really big financial thing. Something really big in your financial world is maybe not going to work out, or it's going to feel like it might all fall apart. And that could be a raise, that could be a big payment that you have to make. Something financially is going to feel very stressful, but also just it's going to feel like it's not working. It's falling flat. It's not coming together. And I think it's like one big thing, one big, powerful, important thing that you've been working really hard on. And I'm not saying it's not going to come together at all. Like, it might come together, but it's going to feel like it is not coming together. And I think that that's going to be a sign as well. Like, ping, ping, ping. The best investment of your life is about to walk through the door. So high alert, high alert. Ooh, my Queen of Swords for my King of Wands. Make sure you drop that sword and that wand below. And I am sending you off into the world with so much to look for. You have some really good stuff coming. This is going to be really strong, really good, really seen, really known. Keep using those manifestation powers. When things feel off, when things feel rocky, when they're falling through and falling apart, you know you need to be on high alert. You need to look around you. If you have a lot of questions about it, if you're really unsure about it, it's probably not the thing. If something's gonna feel really familiar, something's gonna feel really emotionally expressive and available, sink down into the deep inner knowing that you don't always utilize as well, that you sometimes stay in the yes, no, but get into the gray area, the amorphous area of your intuition, of your deeper knowing, of your spiritual knowing, and let yourself walk off that cliff. I'm sending you love. I'm sending you light. Until next time. Mia. My queen, meet your king. Boy, you've got some strong energy. This is so fun. It's going to tell you, hey, this is it. Welcome in card 4. Whoo! Let anything else go that you don't need. So my queen, meet your king. My Queen of Wands, meet your King of Pentacles. So interesting. You guys are both looking in the same direction, aren't you? So right away, I feel like you are headed in the same direction. You're looking at the same things. You want the same things in life. And that could be family. That could be creating a family, creating community, creating. It does, I feel a lot of creation energy generally. I'm feeling a lot of building energy. Your vortex is really strong. I feel like you're going to really pull them into your vortex. But I am also feeling like you're going to kind of both be walking down the same path. And it's that kind of thing where like, oh, look who's right next to me walking this path. We're both walking this same path. We're both walking the same direction. And now we can just really notice each other. And then you're going to be a team that walks together side by side. Very strong. I'm getting some very strong feelings, some very grounded feelings from both of you. And I'm getting some very mother-father energy. And I don't know if that might not have to do with having children. It could just be this taking care of the world around you, taking care of, but I'm feeling some very, I want to say matriarchal, and some very strong head of the family energy for both of you, where you're both very much in your roles and very much taking care of the world that you're walking down. Okay, let's pull some cards. So right away, if you're in here, card 4, let's go ahead and drop some emojis down below. Let's go ahead and drop some sort of coin below, and let's drop a wand below, or some sort of wood or a little flame, something that represents these two. You could also drop like a sunflower, and you could drop some grapes. Since we have those two things going on. Okay, so I'm pulling 3 cards for the two of you. I've done a very good shuffle for the two of you. Okay. Yes, okay, we have the 7 of Cups reversed. We have the King of Swords. And we have the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, so I'm feeling immediately like in order for you to make really good choices, you're going to make them together, and you're going to want to make them together, and you're going to make them as a single unit. The two of you together, thinking as one, planning and making and moving forward on your one decision that you have made, moving forward, moving into the intelligence headspace. I feel like this is going to be part of your relationship dynamic, is being a team, but being a team that really acts as one in a lot of ways. I think this Knight of Wands energy reversed, I feel like there's a part of you that's frustrated, that feels a little like it's not moving forward the way it used to move forward. I don't know what part of you that is. I'm feeling like it's like a sort of charge forward, take control part of you. And perhaps that's because you have to change the way that you handle things, because you don't charge forward by yourself and take control anymore. You now make it as a team, and you charge forward together as one mind and with one vision. So I feel like there's some resettling and resituating that's happening there. With our 7 of Cups reversed, I feel like, honestly, I feel like this is you're both shedding some old distractions and moving into this sense of clarity and purpose. So you're really moving forward in this way, where the old distractions you used to have are really being put to rest. And of course, as you're meeting, and whether you've met already or if you're meeting, in the future, I feel like that might still be lingering, that might be around. You might still have these old distractions that you're used to investing time and space into, but they're all going to sort of just fall away. as you move forward. And I think that's something that's really beneficial and really good for you to like make super big progress in your life. I'm going to pull 2 cards for you on what you need to know. The Queen of Swords. And the King of Pentacles. Boy, you've got some strong energy. You have some strong energy. Well, no wonder you just sort of take charge and move forward, and that's how you're used to acting. I think you've got some really strong energy, and I feel like this is going to be a really strong person for you to move forward with. I get the most interesting feelings right now. This is so fun. I can't wait to hear all about this as this unravels and manifests. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles over here. We have the King of Pentacles. So I'm using a separate deck to pull so we can have duplicates. Okay, there is a part of you that resonates with this part of them. I think there's a part of you that also is able to provide and protect and create wealth and generate and grow. And there is a part of you that also is so sound of mind. But also, I think there's a part of you that has always desired this person. You've always desired this. This has been a deep feeling of desire. And it doesn't mean this person exactly, but like you have always desired the things that they bring right into your life. It is going to feel like this was the shape and mold of the person I was missing. And boom, there they are. And that is exactly what I was looking for. And it's going to feel like, oh, got it. That's not a big surprise that this is your person and that you're moving forward together. I feel like it's going to feel right. But there's also part of you that owns a lot of these qualities, but also really values these qualities. And the Queen of Swords, I feel like you're just kind of, you own some real energy. You can make decisions. You have great, clear, intelligence, thoughts. I feel like it all fuels your passion, your creativity, your drive, your career. I feel like you are really probably moving through life pretty fast. And you've probably honed, sharpened, had the fire burn down what needed to be burned down, because I feel like you are really in a seat. You are really so strong. And I feel the same strength energy coming off of this person. Let's pull 2 cards for our King of Pentacles over here. And what we won't be pulling is the King of Pentacles again, because you get that. Okay, so for our person, we are pulling the Page of Swords reversed and Death reversed. So I actually feel the Death reversed as a loss that they are dealing with. I feel like it could be an actual, it could be a death that they're still handling from their life. That could be a parent. That could be someone that they knew and loved, somebody that was dear to them. This could also be just the extreme, intense letting go of a person. And I do feel like it's a person. I do feel like there's some energy in there that's just it's something that really is a huge deal. It's a really big thing to heal from. It's something that will probably be in their life for a very long time. The absence of this person, whoever that person is. And the Page of Swords reversed, I feel like there's a chance that they sometimes don't always listen to reason, that they're sometimes really just kind of have gut instinct knowledge of what is going to work, what is not going to work, what is going to grow, what's not going to grow. And they really harness into that deep gut knowledge and inner knowing and instinct. And I think sometimes they let go of reason and And I think you do value reason a lot. You value intelligence, you value knowing, not knowing. And so sometimes it seems foolish, but also you see the results of it. So you're more willing to give into those deep gut instincts when you have to make a decision together as one entity moving forward. Let's take a look at some obstacles that you guys might face. Okay, so we have justice reversed. And I think in this case, I feel like whatever deep loss this might be, it might feel really unfair, and that might be part of something that has to be overcome. Acceptance of this like, why did this have to be this person that left my life? Or I feel like there has to be some acceptance going on, but that can also just be this thing that sort of pops up randomly and you're like, ooh, whoa, that, I guess that was just sitting in wait, ready to jump out. And the High Priestess as an obstacle. I see this as like this ferocity that you own of all of these things that you know, all of this that you possess. I think that there's an amorphous part. There's a part that is spiritual, that is less based in yes and no, more based in that instinctual place where they don't always listen to reason. You understand that on a basic level because it's working, but you're not always willing to tap into that part of yourself. And I think that you have to tap into that part of yourself as well. Getting into the instinct, the intuition, your inner psychic abilities, your inner knowing and understanding, your deep insights, the things that are, get into a different level of intelligence, a different kind of intelligence. And I think you probably shy away from diving in too deep in certain aspects of that you need to let yourself roll into that a little bit more. And I think that will be important for you for making the right decisions here and for being able to really come together and walk down the path you need to be walking down, to even be walking hand in hand in line with your person, with your King of Pentacles. Okay, so we're going to pull two last cards. Our two last cards are going to tell you what to look out for. What you need to look out for in your person. What's going to tell you, hey, this is it. This is the person. Hey, you should look for this. This is a sign. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords reversed. If there is something in your life right now that has really been bothering you, it's been really difficult for you, it pops up when you're driving, it pops up when you're at the grocery store and you hear a certain song, and there's something, an issue of old love, there's something that makes you very emotional, it's very heartbreaking for you, and it just taps that randomly within your life while you're trying to fall asleep. I want you to, if you start to notice that going away, if you start to think like, oh, that hasn't happened in a long time, that's kind of interesting. I want you to take notice of that. That means as you're starting to release that old energy, this path is opening up for you. It is coming together for you. Oh, interesting. The Three of Hearts. The Three of Hearts reversed. The Three of Swords reversed. The Three of Swords reversed. And how intriguing. So I feel like this gets into that same as you're letting go of old heartbreak. You're letting go of something that's really been devastating for you. And I'm not 100% sold that it's a romance, an old love. It could be an issue, something that you've had to deal with. And something that's just been causing you a lot of panic and anxiety and pain. And it could be an old love, but it could be something else too. Something that you've been having a really hard time coming to grips with, that's really just been sort of puncturing you. at random intervals, as you're starting to notice this healing taking place. Maybe there's something that used to cause you would see something out in the world and it would trigger something for you. And as you notice, they're like, oh, actually, that doesn't trigger me anymore. As you're noticing the healing of that happening, then it's time to start really opening your eyes up and being alert to that this is coming in. So it does seem like healing has a lot to do with what's opening the path. Now you can take steps towards this without it just happening to you. You can take steps towards your own healing and being in that healing space to help open up this path as well. So you have a lot of power, and boy, do you ever have a lot of power. Oh my goodness, and you know it. There's no way you don't know this. There's no way you don't know you possess this and you own this. This is really a fantastic, you are just really powerful. You have a great energy. Okay, so drop that wand, drop that coin of some kind, drop that below. And I'm sending you off with all kinds of goodness. You have so much to look forward to. You have so much on this path. This is exciting and fun. I'm very happy about all of this. And, kick off that healing. Kick it off yourself. Move on it. I'm sending you love. Boy, I'm sending you light. My Queen of Wands. Until next time. Mwah. Mia.